Hey guys, so today is Friday, March 3rd, 2017, and it's been 10 weeks since surgery. And I just wanted to give you guys an update because last Friday I got on my first flight since surgery, and yesterday I returned on my second flight since surgery. So I wanted to give you kind of a lowdown as to what happened and yeah, how I'm doing. So, flying out of O'Hare, I had no idea what to expect. Um, I have a little card in my wallet, wherever my wallet is, that has the date of surgery and the serial numbers for both my device and the wire. And again, I had no idea what to expect. So I had that card in my hand with my boarding pass. Had taken my shoes off as is normal, taken my computer out of my backpack, took my jacket off, put everything on the conveyor belt. He kept telling me to rearrange things because it was the space. I don't know. It was weird. So I went up to one of the TSA agents and I said, I have a medical device. And he goes, oh, just go through the body scanner. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Meanwhile, I still have my boarding pass and my card in my hand. Stupid me, still had them in my hand. I should have known better. Anyway, I get in the body scanner, do this lovely little thing, and step out. And she's like, "Do you have anything in your pocket?" And I said, "No." And she says, "Well, the scanner says that you do, so I'm gonna have to do a further search." And she asked me, "Do you have a medical device?" I said, "Yes, right here." And she goes, "Okay, that means I have to pat you down. Would you like to go to a private room, or do you mind doing that here?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'm fine right here." And so she pat me down for a good few minutes, and finally decided I was clear. I didn't have anything in my pockets, and I have no metal on me that should have set the alarm off. Oh, and she ended up doing one of the hand scans to make sure I didn't have any residue on my hands from gunpowder or bombs, or I don't know what that is, but they put the fabric on my fingers, as well as she put it on her gloved fingers after she pat me down to make sure I didn't have it anywhere on me. And surprise, surprise, I was clear. And mind you, I'm holding up the line behind me, waiting to go through the scanner. So I'm sure people appreciated me. And all my stuff was backed up on the conveyor belt. So I felt great after that. It probably didn't help that I was nervous going into that because I didn't know what to expect and like if the alarms were going to go off because I've got metal here, but I guess it's not detectable. I don't know. So anyway, after I got that all squared away, I had a pretty easygoing flight. Got my breakfast and flew into Vegas after that without issue. Was able to catch up with John and Christy and Jordan and Ava. Tara, missed you. I can't wait to see you whenever that is. And then I had a work conference from Monday through yesterday. So, yeah, flying back yesterday. So I ended up getting an earlier flight, several hours earlier actually. I changed flights because we were done in Vegas, and it was really just smarter of me to take an earlier flight and get in around 5 instead of 9, which I'm glad I did because I was able to get more rested and go into work this morning without issue. But in the process of changing my flight, at the kiosk, changed my flight, paid the extra of $75 to get it changed, and then I had to check a bag and make it through security, take a tram, and make it to the gate. So I changed my flight at 10:45, and the plane was supposed to start boarding at 11:10 and take off at 11:40. So I'm thinking, okay, I've got an hour. Though an hour till the plane takes off anyway. So I had 25 minutes boarding started, and I had to get all of that done. So at the kiosk, my bag tag printed, I put the bag tag on my bag and went and stood in line. And I waited for one customer to get done moving away from the counter so that I could put my bag up. After I actually got to the counter, that was pretty smooth. He checked my bag, checked my ID, let me go. I had to go up a set of escalators and then around and about and finally into security. There was hardly anybody in the security line. Put everything I could remember in a separate bin. Forgot that my liquids were just sitting in my backpack in their quart-sized bag, and I went through security without issue, whatever. This time, because I was in so much of a hurry, I didn't even get my little device card, and I didn't tell them that I had one, and I went through that body scanner without issue, hurriedly grabbed my backpack and bag and my shoes and my jacket, and stuffed my laptop and tablet back in my bag, threw my shoes on best I could while tying them, and then booked it to the train that was supposed to take me to the terminal. Just missed by like a hair a train, and I had no idea how long these were going to take. So I stand there, I should say, and I don't know which car to get in, so I get in towards the middle. And it doesn't take very long to get to the terminal because it's literally a once and back train that goes on both sides, so they alternate back and forth. So I didn't have to wait that long. Get off the train, start walking as fast as I can toward the escalator, hop on one of the escalators and realize there's an empty escalator going up right next to me, but I can't get off. So I just start walking up the stairs, and everybody's staggered throughout the escalator. Unlike Europe, where you actually, if you're going to stand on the escalator, you move your rear end over to the right. No, everybody was staggered. So I kept having to push my way through people say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And I get almost to the top, and this guy says, there are stairs. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm going to miss my flight. Please let me through. And he was just standing there. So I maneuvered my way through him and whatever. So I'd much rather walk swiftly up an escalator than run upstairs or wait on an elevator. So sorry, sir. I was in a hurry. So at that point, it was about 11:10 when boarding started. But I was at the top of the escalator with two different directions I could go, and there was no signage as to what gate was which direction. So I'm like, okay, we're going to chance it and go left, hoping that the numbers start low on that side and then go up towards the other side, because I was looking for D8. So I finally get up there so I could see the sign, and it was the right one. And so I see one of the moving sidewalks and think, yay, it'll get me there faster. Well, I didn't realize till I got on the moving sidewalk that it was not moving. So it was me walking on a walking sidewalk without the sidewalk walking. So I just had to walk fast. Continued. And then D8 was about halfway down the terminal, so it took me a little bit to get there. I wanted to grab some water, so I hurriedly found one of the automatic water bottle fillers next to the drinking fountain, filled my water bottle, and then ended up actually having to wait to board because they were on group 4 or 5 when I got there, and I was group 7. So I had a few moments to spare, but it was extremely stressful, and I was out of breath and sweating by the time I got up there. So yeah, both sides of the airport were quite adventurous, but one was a little more stressful than the other. So all in all, it was a good trip, a good experience. Here in a couple weeks, I forget, yeah, less than 3 weeks, I will be traveling again, so we'll see how that goes. And then in April, I'm going to be traveling internationally, so hopefully that goes as smooth as the trip back from Vegas, so that I don't get detained anywhere. I don't know what they're going to think. So anyway, a little update. So here's this scar and here's this scar. This camera is not really good, but this is healing up fantastically. It's really smooth and hard, I guess, because the scar tissue. This one's kind of doing the same. It's not as smooth. Just recently, I've been getting more pains from this one. I don't know if it's just muscle or I have no idea what it is. And cool story. So the closing event at the conference, they had Illuminate up and playing. If you guys don't know who they are, they've been on America's Got Talent and I think Dancing with the Stars and some other shows. They named them all off. I don't remember. So anyway, the entire room goes dark and they dance to music with their clothes that light up. And as you may know and or be aware of, when you have epilepsy, it's a trigger can be sudden light movement. And it's different for everybody on the epilepsy spectrum, but I was able to experience my device going off more often, turning itself on more often while watching Illuminate, which I was extremely thankful for because I was able to actually tell how often it was going off because of the lights. And in normal circumstances, had I not had the device, I probably would have had more seizures. And I only had a few, I think, but the device went off more than a few times. So I was thankful for that, getting that experience. I'm sure my doctor will wonder what was going on when he reviews the logs. But yeah, that's just a little update for you guys. And I hope you're going to have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.